war within you think you're different. You think you're better than the people who cut corners, the ones who cheat, lie, or steal their way through life. But listen closely, because this is about to hit you like a bullet. You're not different. You're the same. You've spent years sitting comfortably, spinning excuses in your head, telling yourself that one day you'll rise. One day you'll be the person you've always dreamed of. But right now you're just a liar. You're just a cheater. You're just a criminal. And worse, you're betraying the only person who matters, yourself. There's no more time for sugarcoating. No more time to tell yourself that one day is when it will all change. You've been living in a lie, and today that lie ends. You're here, right now, and you either wake up or drown in your own mediocrity. What separates you from the cheater? What separates you from the liar? What separates you from the criminal? It's not what you think. You might sit there comfortable in your delusion, thinking you don't cheat. But here's the truth. Every time you cut corners in your life, every time you avoid the pain of real work, every time you lie to yourself about what you can and can't do, you're a cheater. You're a liar. You're playing a game that doesn't exist. In a world where there are no rules, only the consequences of your actions. When you refuse to push yourself, when you sit back and watch the world pass you by, you are stealing from your own future. The future you could have had. You are a criminal in your own story, robbing yourself of the potential you know deep down is inside you. You lie to yourself when you think you're waiting for the right moment. You cheat the game when you waste your time, playing the victim, acting as if the world owes you something. Here's the truth, life is war. You're either in it, fighting to win, or you're standing on the sidelines, watching others take what should have been yours. The ones who cheat, the ones who lie, the ones who steal, they don't have anything more than you. They just have the courage to go after it, no matter how dirty the game gets. And right now, you're pretending it's too hard, that it's too much, that you deserve to take a break. But there's no break, there's no time. This is war, and your enemies don't care how tired you are. The game doesn't stop because you don't feel like playing. It doesn't stop because you want to lie in your comfort zone and think that the world owes you something. It doesn't stop when you decide to cheat and cut corners. You want success. You want respect. You want to leave a legacy. Then stop lying to yourself. Stop cheating. Stop being a criminal in your own life. Because right now you are every one of those things. You are your own enemy, standing in your own way. And don't fool yourself. Don't try to dress it up in a pretty bow. There's no hero's journey here if you don't step up and fight. The lies you tell yourself every day are what keep you chained. They're the barriers that stand between you and your victory. But the truth is simple. If you don't start right now, you'll never get there. You'll keep playing small. You'll keep losing, and worse, you'll start to believe it's okay to lose, that it's okay to settle. This is your wake-up call. This is your warning shot. The game is bigger than you think, and the ones who win aren't the ones who cheat their way through it. They're not the ones lying to themselves. The real winners are the ones who grind, who rise above every excuse, every temptation to quit. They're the ones who fight, relentlessly, unforgivingly. So get up, get ready, because right now, you're either going to stand tall or fade away into the nothingness of mediocrity. A prison of self-deception you've been fed lies your whole life. You think the world owes you something. You think that success will come to you if you're just good enough. You've been convinced that your talent, your potential, your hard work will automatically give you everything you deserve. But that's a damn lie. You've been sold a dream, a fantasy. The world doesn't care about your potential. The world doesn't care about your excuses. And that's where you've been misled. That's where you've been tricked. You've been taught to believe that the right people will recognize your value, that opportunities will fall into your lap, that hard work alone will get you where you want to go. But guess what? You've been lying to yourself. The truth is this: you've been living in a fantasy where you think everything is supposed to be fair. You think that effort alone will cut it. But it doesn't. Hard work is only half the equation. The other half: relentless action, ruthless commitment, the willingness to fight for what's yours no matter what. And you fail to recognize that every time you sit on your ass, every time you procrastinate, every time you hold back, you're not just wasting time, you're building a prison for yourself. You're locking yourself in a cell of self-deception. You believe that if you just keep doing what you're doing, that eventually things will fall into place. But here's the truth: they won't. You think being good enough is enough. That because you're trying, the world will see you and reward you. But good enough isn't enough in this world. You want proof. Look at all the people who are more talented than you, who worked harder than you, who deserve the success more than you, but they're still stuck. Why? Because they failed to take that one extra step. They failed to break free from the lies they told themselves. The lie you believe is that things will get better just by trying. You're waiting for permission, waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to tell you you can do it. But life doesn't work like that. Life doesn't give you permission. Life doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't owe you anything. You think that if you just keep showing up, eventually the door will open. But the reality is you can keep knocking on that door for eternity. No one's going to hand you success. No one's going to save you. No one's going to step in and do the work for you. You've been waiting for the universe to give you a sign, waiting for your chance to come, waiting for life to give you what you deserve. But that's not how it works. The truth is that the universe doesn't care about your deserves. The world doesn't care about your dreams, your potential, or how much you think you've earned it. If you want something, you go out and take it. And you know what? You're still sitting there lying to yourself. You're still waiting for the perfect opportunity. You think if you just keep showing up, things will start clicking. But you're missing one major point. You haven't been showing up with the intensity, the hunger, and the willingness to sacrifice that is required to make shit happen. You've been operating on a belief that effort equals results, that hard work equals success, but you're not seeing the full picture. You're trying to follow a map that's incomplete, trying to climb a mountain with a broken ladder. The reality is that the effort is only one piece of the puzzle. If you're not willing to face the dark side of the journey, if you're not willing to make the sacrifices, to break your old habits, to go against everything that's holding you back, you will stay stuck. Here's the brutal truth: you're addicted to comfort. You're addicted to the lie that you can get by without giving everything you've got. You've become a prisoner of your own excuses. Every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you lock yourself in a cell. Every time you say, "I'm not ready," you put yourself behind bars. Every time you let fear or doubt stop you from moving forward, you build another brick in the wall between you and your dreams. And you know what? That's the game. That's what it comes down to. The ones who win are the ones who refuse to settle. They refuse to let the lies creep in. They push past the discomfort. They stare fear in the face and say, "You have no power here." But you let the lies control you. You let comfort dominate your decisions. You sit back, telling yourself it's not the right time or you need to figure things out first. But listen to me now, there is no right time. There is no perfect moment. The only time is now. The only moment that matters is the one you're in. Right now, every excuse you make is just another lie you tell yourself. You don't have time. That's a lie. You don't have the resources. That's a lie. You're not ready? That's a lie. You don't deserve it. Another lie. These are all just mental traps you've set for yourself. And now you're stuck in them, convinced that the change is greater than the pain of staying where you are. But what you don't understand is that the pain of staying stuck is greater than the pain of changing. Change isn't easy, but staying where you are is worse. Every second you waste, every day you let slip through your fingers is a second you'll never get back. That time is gone, and you will never get it back. This is the problem. You've built a system of lies in your life, and now they control you. You've convinced yourself that you can keep putting things off. You've told yourself that you need more time, more clarity, more confidence. But you'll never have that. The clarity comes from action. The confidence comes from progress. And the time, it's slipping away. So stop waiting. Stop telling yourself you'll change tomorrow. Stop pretending that the world owes you something. Because it doesn't. The only thing the world owes you is what you're willing to take. And right now, you're not taking enough. Right now, you're standing still, waiting for permission, waiting for a sign, waiting for an answer. The answer is already here. The sign is in front of you. The permission, you give it to yourself. The truth is this: you can stay in your comfortable lie, or you can step into the battlefield and fight for what's yours. The choice is yours. But remember this: if you don't make the choice, the world will make it for you. No sugarcoating, just reality. You think you know the truth. You think you've heard it all. But let me tell you something: everything you've been told up to this point, everything you've believed, has been a watered-down version of reality. You've been fed sugar-coated lies, and now it's time to strip away the nonsense. This is the raw truth, no filters, no excuses, just the facts. You are not special. You are not entitled. You don't deserve anything. The world doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your potential. It doesn't give a damn about your struggles, your story, or your past. The only thing the world cares about is results. Period. So stop sitting there waiting for the universe to hand you something. It won't. It's not going to give you anything. The world doesn't owe you shit. If you want something, you have to take it. You have to fight for it. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to give you the shortcut. No one's going to pat you on the back and say, "Good job." You either earn it, or you don't get it. Simple as that. But you've been sold this dream of success without sacrifice. You've been told that if you just follow your passion or stay true to yourself, it'll all work out. And you've bought into it. You've convinced yourself that one day it'll all fall into place. You've been waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment to make your move. Guess what? That moment isn't coming. You think this is going to be easy. You think you're going to just slide into success like it's some kind of cruise control. You think you're going to wake up one day and everything will be perfect, with the right connections, the right mindset, and the right circumstances. Let me break it to you: success is brutal. Success is unforgiving. It's not a pretty path. It's not a walk in the park. It's a battlefield, and you either fight and conquer, or you get crushed. There's no middle ground. There's no second place. You either rise or you fall, and when you fall, you stay there. Success doesn't care about your feelings. Success doesn't care about your excuses. Success doesn't care about the fact that you are doing your best. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you feel like you've been working harder than anyone else. It doesn't care about your circumstances, your background, your setbacks, or your past mistakes. Success cares about one thing: your actions. And right now, you're not taking the action you need to take. You're still sitting there, pretending like the next big thing is going to land in your lap. You're still convincing yourself that one more hour of sleep, one more day of procrastination, one more excuse will make it easier. But it won't. It'll never be easier. Every second you waste is another second you'll never get back. And while you're wasting your time, others are stepping up, taking what should have been yours. The ones who are relentless, the ones who are pushing through the pain, the ones who are out there fighting, while you sit back, convincing yourself it's not the right time. The raw truth is that it's never the right time. There's never a perfect moment. There's never a perfect condition. There's always something that could go wrong. There's always some reason to quit. There's always some excuse to fall back into your comfort zone. But guess what? The ones who succeed are the ones who decide to act, despite the chaos, despite the fear, despite the doubt. You're not special. No one cares about your story. No one cares that you've had it harder than others. No one cares that you're struggling. Everyone has struggles. Everyone has pain. Everyone has a reason to quit. But the ones who succeed are the ones who make their pain their power. They use their struggles as fuel to push forward, not as an excuse to hold back. You keep looking for the magic answer. You keep looking for the quick fix. You keep hoping that someone will give you the shortcut. But there is no shortcut. The only way to succeed is to put in the work, to grind, to sacrifice, to give everything you have, no matter what it costs. That's the raw truth. And it's harsh. It's not comfortable. But comfort isn't going to get you where you want to go. Comfort isn't going to make you stronger. Comfort isn't going to give you the life you dream of. If you want that, you have to fight for it. You have to face the discomfort head on. You have to be willing to bleed, to hurt, to suffer for what you want. But the worst part, you're not even fighting. You're not even in the game. You're sitting on the sidelines, watching others play, watching others win, watching others take the opportunities that should have been yours. But you're sitting there waiting for a sign, waiting for the right moment, and that moment is never coming. Let me say it again, life doesn't care about your excuses. The world doesn't care about your story. It only cares about what you can do, about what you're willing to sacrifice, about how much you're willing to fight for it. You can keep waiting. You can keep hoping. But the truth is, if you don't act now, you're going to be left behind. And when you're left behind, it's not the world's fault. It's yours. It's your fault for sitting on the sidelines. It's your fault for letting the lies control you. It's your fault for thinking that effort alone would be enough. Effort alone won't cut it. You have to give everything. You have to be willing to burn yourself out. You have to be willing to break, to collapse, to feel the weight of every failure, every rejection, every roadblock, and keep moving forward. Because it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. And right now, you're not getting back up enough. You've been letting the lies of comfort, the lies of hope, and the lies of entitlement rule your life. But you have to stop. You have to wake up. You have to face the truth, no matter how ugly it is, and accept the fact that you are the only one who can change your future. No one else. Not your boss, not your friends, not your family. It's on you. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start taking control. The raw truth. You're either going to step up, or you're going to keep making excuses. But know this, if you choose the excuses, you'll be stuck here forever. The price of inaction, you think you can keep ignoring the truth. You think you can keep making excuses and it won't catch up to you. You think that if you just keep procrastinating, keep telling yourself I'll do it tomorrow, that everything will magically fall into place. But you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Inaction has consequences. Weakness has consequences. Every day you waste, every hour you let slip through your fingers, every minute you let your fear control you, is a death sentence to your future. You think this is just a minor thing. You think I'll get to it later. Well, let me break it to you, there's no later. There's only now. And if you don't act now, your future is already sealed. You're wasting your time, your energy, your potential, and you don't even realize it. But trust me, the world sees it. Everyone around you sees it. You can't hide it. And the worst part, you're only fooling yourself into thinking you're doing something. You're not doing anything. You think you can keep living in this delusion that everything will work out, that things will just get better on their own. They won't. Nothing will change unless you change it. And if you keep putting off the work, if you keep sitting there waiting for the perfect moment, you will wake up one day and realize that life has passed you by. You think time is on your side. You think you have all the time in the world. Let me tell you something, time is a thief. It doesn't wait for you. It doesn't care if you're ready or not. It doesn't care if you've been through shit or if you've had setbacks. Time moves on whether you do or not. And if you keep sitting in your comfort zone, if you keep letting fear run the show, time will pass you by, and you'll look back with nothing but regret. You'll regret every time you said, "I'll do it tomorrow." You'll regret every time you put off the work. You'll regret every single moment you let slip through your fingers. And you won't be able to go back. You won't be able to rewind the clock and get those moments back. They're gone. The worst part, you're making a choice every single day. You're choosing weakness. You're choosing comfort. You're choosing to stay where you are instead of fighting to move forward. Every day you waste is a choice. Every time you choose to stay where you are, you're sealing your own fate. You're choosing to stay stuck. You're choosing to remain in your prison of fear and excuses. And when you stay stuck, the world moves on without you. Opportunities pass you by. People who are willing to work. People who are willing to sacrifice, they take what should have been yours. The ones who are hungry. The ones who want it more than you, they take the spotlight. They take the success. They take everything. And what do you get? You get the leftovers. The scraps. The things that were left behind because you were too weak to claim them. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine 5 years from now, you're still in the same place. You're still stuck, still sitting on the sidelines, still pretending like it's not your fault. Your friends, your family, the people who were once in your circle, they've moved on. They've achieved their dreams. They've built their futures. But you're still here, sitting in the same spot, asking yourself why nothing ever changes. You're still living the same life. You're still working the same job. You're still stuck in the same rut. And you know why? Because you didn't act. Because you didn't take the risks. Because you didn't make the sacrifices. Because you kept making excuses. And now everyone who pushed through, who took action, who fought for what they wanted, they're living the life you wanted. And now it's too late. The consequences of your weakness will haunt you forever. And let me be clear, you will never outrun them. They'll follow you. They'll taunt you. They'll remind you every single day that you could have had it all if you just stopped making excuses. If you just stopped holding back. You think you can ignore the consequences. You think you can hide from them. You can't. They will find you. And when they do, they'll hit you with a force you can't handle. They'll hit you with regret, with anger, with shame. And trust me, those are the heaviest burdens you'll ever carry. Regret is a weight that will crush you. It will haunt you in the middle of the night. It will follow you in your waking hours, reminding you of every single time you could have done better, every single moment you could have taken the chance. You'll look back and wonder what your life could have been. And the worst part, you'll never know. And the anger, it will eat you alive. It will fuel a bitterness so deep you'll burn from the inside out. You'll be angry at the world, angry at your circumstances, angry at everyone who succeeded while you stayed stuck. But the reality is, you're angry at yourself. Because you know that you were the one who failed to take action. You were the one who chose weakness. You were the one who chose to stay where you are instead of fighting for something better. Shame will be your shadow. It will follow you around, constantly reminding you that you didn't have the guts, the drive, the willpower to push through. It will shame you into thinking that you'll never be good enough, that you'll never be worthy of success, because you didn't take the action when it mattered. But here's the brutal truth: you can break free from all of this. You can change your future, but you have to act right now. This moment is your chance. If you keep waiting, if you keep making excuses, the consequences will be real. And you won't be able to outrun them. The price of inaction is steep. It's a price you can't afford to pay. So stop wasting time. Stop being weak. Stop sitting there, convincing yourself that everything will magically work out. It won't. And if you don't take control, if you don't take the fight to the enemy right now, you will pay the price. The time to act is now. You're running out of it. And if you don't start making moves, the consequences will hit you harder than anything you've ever experienced. Breaking free from your old self enough is enough. You've been living in your own prison long enough. You've been trapped by your own thoughts, your own fear, your own weakness. It's time to break free. It's time to rise. The choice is yours. No one else can do it for you. No one can make you rise. No one can pick you up. No one can drag you out of your comfort zone. That power, that control, it's in your hands. You want change? Then change. Stop waiting for something to happen. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There's only now. And now it's time to do what you've been too afraid to do. The fight doesn't start tomorrow. It doesn't start next week. It doesn't start when everything is perfect. It starts right now. Right here. This moment. If you're waiting for some grand sign, some magical event to wake you up, you're going to be waiting forever. This is the sign. This is the wake-up call. This is your one and only chance to break free. Don't waste it. You've been too comfortable for too long. You've been hiding behind excuses, behind your fear, behind your reasons why you can't succeed. But the truth, those excuses are weak. They're nothing but lies that keep you trapped in the same cycle of mediocrity. You've been afraid to move, afraid to make the leap, afraid to fail. But let me tell you something, fear is a liar. Fear will tell you that you're not good enough. Fear will tell you that you can't handle the pain. Fear will tell you that you'll never make it, that you'll never rise to the occasion. But fear isn't real. Fear is nothing but a shadow that disappears when you step into the light. And the light, that light is your action. You want to rise, then rise. You are stronger than your fear. You are stronger than the lies you've been telling yourself. You are stronger than the doubts, the distractions, and the weakness that has kept you down. This is your moment to prove it. Don't you dare let another day slip by. Don't you dare let another opportunity pass. Because there are people out there who are willing to fight for what they want. There are people out there who are hungry, who are willing to sacrifice, who are willing to do whatever it takes to get what they deserve. And they won't stop. They won't hesitate. They won't back down. They won't let anything stand in their way. And you're going to let them win. No. Hell no. This is your time. You've been wasting time, yes. You've been weak, yes. You've been lazy, yes. But now it's your turn. Now it's time to prove to the world, and more importantly, to yourself, that you are not the person you've been. You are not the excuses you've made. You are not the person you were yesterday. Today you rise. The person you are right now is the old version of you. The version that made excuses. The version that waited. The version that stayed stuck. But that version is dead. It's over. Who you are now is someone who gets shit done. Who you are now is someone who rises every time they fall. Who you are now is someone who faces their fears head on. Who shatters the lies, who cuts through the bullshit, and moves forward. You don't wait for opportunity, you create it. You don't wait for someone else to push you push yourself. You don't wait for the perfect moment, you make every moment perfect through your relentless drive, your hunger, your fire. This is war, and it's time to fight. No more playing small. No more hiding in the shadows. No more thinking you're not good enough, or that you don't have what it takes. You have everything you need. You've always had it. But you've been too afraid to use it. Too afraid to step up. Too afraid to push yourself beyond the limits you've created. But now, those limits are gone. You're limitless. Don't let the lies, the doubts, or fears stop you. Don't let them keep you in the same place. Because right now, right here, there's a chance for you to break out of everything you've been. There's a chance for you to rewrite your story. to take back your life, to take control of your destiny. And it starts with one thing: action. Stop thinking. Stop overanalyzing. Stop telling yourself, I'm not ready. You'll never be ready. The only thing you need to be is committed. If you're committed to rising, if you're committed to doing what it takes, then there's nothing that can stop you. Not the fear, not the doubt, not the struggle. Nothing. The person you were yesterday is dead. The person who's afraid to take action is dead. You're reborn. You're stronger. You're smarter. You're sharper. You're a fighter. And it's time to start acting like it. You don't wait. You don't hesitate. You don't hold back. You charge forward and you take what's yours. If you want success, take it. If you want power, take it. If you want the life you've always dreamed of, take it. But you better be ready to fight for it. You better be ready to pay the price. Because nothing worth having comes easy. The time to rise is now. If you want it, take it. If you're ready, show up. This is your moment. The clock is ticking. Don't wait. It's time to rise. No more excuses. It's time to move. This is it. There's no more room for excuses. There's no more time to waste. You've heard the truth. You've seen the reality. You've felt the weight of your own weakness. You've felt the sting of your inaction. And now you're standing at the crossroads. There's only one direction left to go, and it's forward. No more hesitation. No more second guessing. No more sitting on the sidelines. You know what you need to do. The fight is real. The war is real. And right now, you're in the thick of it. The enemy is everywhere. The distractions, the excuses, the lies. They're all around you, trying to keep you in your place. But the only thing that can stop you is you. The only thing standing between you and success is you. So stop pretending. Stop acting like you don't know what to do. You know. You know what it takes. You know the sacrifices. You know the pain. You know the effort. And you know it's all worth it. You've seen the truth. You've seen the consequences of weakness. You've seen the price of inaction. Now you've got to decide if you're going to pay that price or if you're going to stand up and fight for the life you deserve. There's no middle ground. There's no gray area. You either rise or you stay down. You either fight or you stay a victim of your own choices. There's no room for maybe. No room for later. No room for half-assed attempts. You go all in or you don't go at all. And I'm not here to sugarcoat this. I'm not here to tell you that it's going to be easy. I'm not here to tell you that everything will magically work out. Because that's bullshit. This is going to be hard. But here's the thing: you were born for this fight. You were built for this struggle. You have everything inside you to crush every obstacle, to overcome every challenge, to destroy every single doubt in your mind. But you have to act right now. Stop waiting for someone to come and save you. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Because it doesn't exist. There's no such thing. There's only the present moment and what you do with it. The only thing that matters is the action you take right now. The clock is ticking. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Every moment of hesitation is a victory for your fears, your doubts, your weaknesses. And if you let them win, if you let them hold you back just one more day, you will lose. The only thing that guarantees failure is doing nothing. So this is your final command. This is your last chance to get out of your own way. To stop being the person who complains, who makes excuses, who talks about dreams but never takes action. Get up. Do the work. Make the change. Your future is in your hands. You have the power to transform your life, to break free from everything that's been holding you back, to become the person you were always meant to be. But it starts right now. There are no more excuses, no more reasons to wait, no more pretending you don't know what to do, you know. And if you're still here reading these words, then you've already taken the first step. But now it's time to take the next one. No more waiting. Get up, get to work, move. Now, your future is waiting. Make it happen.